We were discussing the MCD polls, but it's all about politics, all interconnected. It's a very significant day because it's the first day of the session of Parliament as well today. Far as the opposition is concerned, Joyita, the guns are out from the ED raids to the controversy around the EC. As far as those Supreme Court comments goes, opposition is all set to take on the BJP, on the ruling government. Do you see this time around any change far as the Parliament is concerned? Because unfortunately, session after session, we've seen a complete whitewash, far as the Parliament is concerned.
You see, what happens in Parliament particular is, you see, the opposition kind of shoots itself on its foot primarily by making too much noise and trying to disrupt business, because what happens as a result is that the bills don't get discussed. Okay, the bills don't get discussed, amendments don't get proposed, and as a result of which BJP gets a free pass in passing everything. So now that is definitely a problem. Now if we are considering we are a democracy, every bill should be discussed threadbare, and that is not happening. Because anyway BJP has a brute majority in the Lok Sabha in particular, and Rajya Sabha it has the numbers. So what happens is that irrespective of the noise being made, BJP will get bills passed. Now if the opposition is so concerned about the people, they should actually raise points about the debate. They should participate in the debate. Walking out of the Parliament, raising, their voices is not helping.
And ruckus, sloganeering, walkouts, literally, unfortunately, had become extremely routine. If we go by the last few sessions of the Parliament, Sanjay Bagadia, this time around, can we expect anything better out of the opposition? I understand that there are issues which the opposition wants to raise. The Congress party certainly has already given out a list of the issues they want to raise. But end of the day, the Parliament has to be allowed to function, isn't it, sir? Sanjay Bagadia of the Congress, can you hear me, sir?
Hello.
Yes.
Can I speak in Hindi?
जी बिल्कुल सर, कोई नो प्रॉब्लम.
देखिए मैडम, जहाँ तक पार्लियामेंट चलाने का सवाल है, ये सत्ताधारी पक्ष का उत्तरदायित्व है. उनको चलाना है, उनको मैनेज करना है. एज ए विपक्षी दल निश्चित रूप से हम पूरा जो मुद्दे देश की जनता के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं, जो देश की जनता के हित में है, उनके लिए हम हमेशा सत्ता दल के साथ हैं. लेकिन अगर कोई मुद्दा ऐसा है जिस पर हमारी सुनवाई नहीं हो रही है और विपक्षी दल का अधिकार है कि वो अपनी बात को रखे, और उसको अगर कहा जाता है कि हम पार्लियामेंट को नहीं चलने देते हैं, तो ये तो एक कोई बात नहीं होगी ना. हमने तो कभी भी प्रयास नहीं किया. जब हम सत्ता में थे तब विपक्षी दल के नेता यही कहते थे कि सत्ता पार्लियामेंट संसद को चलाना जो है.
सवाल ये है क्या ये एक स्ट्रैटेजी बन गई है कि हम सदन को चलने ही नहीं देंगे? क्योंकि पिछले सत्र में भी हमने देखा था कि सरकार ने कहा था कि हम ये डिस्कशंस कर लेंगे, पर ऑपोजिशन की मांग थी कि सबसे पहले ये मुद्दे शुरू करे जाएं, तभी हम पार्लियामेंट को फंक्शन करने देंगे, नहीं तो किसी जरूरी मुद्दे पे, किसी इंपॉर्टेंट बिल पे कोई डिस्कशन नहीं होने देंगे.
ऐसा नहीं है मैडम. मैंने जैसे आपसे अनुरोध किया, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया कि वो जिम्मेवारी सरकार की है. अगर विपक्ष कोई मुद्दा उठाता है तो सरकार की जिम्मेवारी है कि जो जनता की आवाज है, जो विपक्ष रखना चाहता है संसद के पटल पे, उसको रखने दे. अब वो अगर विफल होते हैं तो जब हम लोग सत्ता में थे, माफ कीजिएगा, तब क्या कहा जाता था? अरुण जेटली, स्वर्गीय अरुण जेटली जी, सुषमा स्वराज जी क्या कहती थी कि संसद चलाना जो है वो जो सत्ताधारी दल है उनकी जिम्मेवारी है.
Okay, so the responsibility lies with the BJP. Nikhil Abbas, opposition says responsibility lies with the BJP. You all don't allow any important issues to be discussed. You all only want a eulogy to be sung to your leaders. That's why they are bound not to let the parliament function, and that's why the ruckus. Your response really to these allegations? Nikhil Abbas, you there with us? Okay, I'm not too sure if
I couldn't hear you. Can you please repeat?
Yes, ma'am. The question was the allegations coming from the side of the opposition. The opposition says that despite of these appeals by the Prime Minister of opposition and the government unity inside the House, the BJP, the ruling party, does not allow the opposition to raise its issues, and that's why we see a breakdown, of the complete machinery and a whitewash of the Parliament sessions, one after the other.
You know, we come from a political party in a government in which we say that opposition is the backbone of any government. And we pursue that, and we perceive it that way. Reason being, we know that how opposition matters in the government system, in any kind of country, in a democracy. Opposition plays a very important role. When the opposition is trying to demean over their political powers, the government on the international level, that is when we are saying that is the problem with the government, that is the problem with the political parties, that is the problem with the opposition. However, right now, considering the elections, considering different states, considering Gujarat, considering Himachal, and considering the MCD elections, we are winning all three of them, and again, we would respect and request the opposition to maintain that harmony, maintain that peace, and instead of demeaning the government day to day, they should be standing with the government in the policies which are being offered to the community people and the people of other states, and through Delhi MCD, they should be helping us to serve people. That is how the opposition would come in power later, maybe. But yeah, the reality is the opposition have always tried to play the victim card, and that's exactly what it's doing right now. The fact of the matter is that the government is doing its own course and serving the people of Delhi and other states and also the national, and we are going to do the same in the future as well.
Okay, you say you're serving the people of the national capital, in fact the country. Let's come back to the national capital because that's the focus today. The counting of votes for the MCD polls is underway. We did of course show what the Prime Minister had to say before the Parliament session. Let's take a look at the numbers as they stand at the moment. We are flashing them at the bottom of your screens. BJP at 105, the Aam Aadmi Party at 135, the Congress relegated of course and shrunk to a single digit number at 7, others at about 8. Abab Girewal, the same question, a very similar question what I asked you earlier. No landslide as the AAP is concerned. Do you think that this takes the steam off the AAP's campaign and attack against the BJP in the run-up to the 2024 polls?
Well, not at all, ma'am. In fact, the opposite is set to happen because despite them unleashing all the agencies on us and despite the BJP using all the agencies to somehow manipulate democratic elections or results everywhere, all over the country, the people of the country have shown that whenever there's an alternative which props up or which can stand up to the BJP, the people of that state or that city do go for that alternative, and who do not want or enjoy the kind of politics that the BJP does. And the running roughshod over democratically elected governments is not a way to run any parliamentary democracy. What we are seeing here is today and as well as tomorrow when the Gujarat results also come in, it will be amply clear that there is a party which can stand up to the BJP led by Mr. Narendra Modi, and that it can provide an alternative to the kind of politics that they do.
So are you declaring your national ambitions? Are you declaring the Aam Aadmi Party's national ambitions? Is this the game plan of the AAP after the MCD and Gujarat polls, whatever be the results, claim moral victory and pitch Kejriwal against Modi in 2024?
Ma'am, the results will be positive. I just requested you about half an hour ago that let's give it about another hour or so. And
okay, Mr. Girewal, hold on to that thought. Adesh Gupta, BJP President speaking. I'll come back to you.
और जिस तरह के रुझान आ रहे हैं, जिस तरह के जो ट्रेंड्स आ रहे हैं, वो भारतीय जनता पार्टी उसमें अच्छी बढ़त। हम 15 साल से शासन में और हमने अच्छा काम किया है। जनता उस पर मोहर लगाने जा रही है। बहुत अच्छा जो लोग अभी कुछ आम आदमी पार्टी के लोग कह रहे थे कि बीजेपी सरकारी कर्मचारियों के ऊपर प्रेशर होता है इसलिए वो उनके पक्ष में वोट करते हैं। वही ईमानदारी की बात करते थे, उनके भ्रष्टाचार की पोल खुली है और हमने चुनाव अच्छी तरह लड़ा है।
अच्छा, महत्वपूर्ण सवाल अगर त्रिशंकु बना, त्रिशंकु अगर स्थिति हुई तो क्या कांग्रेस के लोगों से बातचीत करेंगे आप? अगर त्रिशंकु स्थिति बनी,
देखिए क्या होगा और क्या ये सब भविष्य के गर्भ में, इसलिए इस पर अभी कहना नहीं है। लेकिन मेरा ये कहना है कि अभी आप इंतजार करिए, जब अंतिम परिणाम आएगा तो भारतीय जनता पार्टी के पक्ष में और हम बहुमत प्राप्त।
लेकिन 200 से नीचे केजरीवाल जी ने समेटा था आप लोगों को, उन्होंने कागज पे लिख दिया था और
20 सीटें कहा था।
हाँ जी।
उन्होंने कहा 20 सीटें आएंगी। वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ अरविंद केजरीवाल जी, जरा देखिए, आप कह रहे 20 सीटें आएंगी और आपकी 100 से नीचे सीटें आने वाली।
आपको लगता है बीजेपी का मेयर बनेगा?
100% बीजेपी का मेयर बनेगा।
लोगों तक पहुँचे हैं, कौन से मुद्दे हैं जिनको लगता है?
देखिए, लोगों तक प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने जो दिल्ली के लिए काम किए हैं, जो आम आदमी के लिए बेहतरी के लिए कि वो पहुंचे हैं। दिल्ली के झुग्गीवासियों को फ्लैट दिया है, उसका संदेश पहुंचा है। और दिल्ली के अंदर नगर निगम ने पिछले 15 सालों में, आप सोचिए 15 सालों की एंटी इनकम्बेंसी, और उसके बावजूद भी हमारा प्रदर्शन बेहतर हो। हमने दिल्ली नगर निगम में लोगों को लिए काम किया। हो सकता है कुछ लोगों की नाराजगी होगी, लेकिन इतनी बड़ी नाराजगी नहीं थी। व्यक्तियों की हो सकती थी, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के प्रति कोई नाराजगी नहीं थी। देखिए, अभी तो सारे ट्रेंड्स आ रहे हैं और भारतीय जनता पार्टी
All right, that was Adesh Gupta, the BJP president. Of course, the BJP is buoyed by these predictions, or rather the trends, apologies, which are emerging. 106 for the BJP, 127 for the Aam Aadmi Party. The BJP has been able to give a decent fight, isn't it, Manish ji? Earlier in the day, when we had just started this discussion, this telecast, everyone was predicting a landslide, a sort of sweep for the Aam Aadmi Party. All right, I'll ask you that question. Manoj Tiwari speaking to the media. Let's listen in.
यहाँ है वो तो कांग्रेस के यहाँ भी होगा, ऐसा थोड़ी उसके यहाँ नहीं है। वो जब तक 3 न बज जाए, कम से कम 12 बजने तक तो जरूर इंतजार करेंगे। तो ये कोई नई बात नहीं है, लड्डू भी बने होंगे सबके। लेकिन आज महत्वपूर्ण देखना ये है कि इस कांटे की टक्कर में जीत किसकी होती है। लेकिन एक प्रकार से आम आदमी पार्टी की हार हो चुकी है, और वो कहते थे हम 220 सीट लाएंगे। ऐसी थंपिंग मेजॉरिटी का दावा करने वाले लोग आज किधर बैठे हैं, उनका चेहरा देखना चाहिए। क्योंकि जनता ने नहीं कहा कि तुम इतने आगे हो दिल्ली में, आप अब किसी भी समय बीजेपी से परमानेंट परास्त हो सकते हो।
All right, that was Manoj Tiwari of the BJP. Manish ji, most of the BJP leaders, of course, as the trends are getting more solidified, have started coming out, speaking to the media. They were missing in action from the morning. That itself shows the confidence of the BJP. BJP claims whether they win or lose, it's a loss for the Aam Aadmi Party, because that landslide, that sweep which was being predicted, despite of the anti-incumbency, really, that has not happened.
In fact, they have the only excuse. BJP has the only excuse that, okay, it was not landslide, but whatever, we are seeing the numbers. It is around 125 plus. That means at present, if we see the result, hold this survey, this trending as result, then BJP, Aam Aadmi Party is in majority. If this party is in majority, that means what Arvind Kejriwal said, we will make the government. Yes, he is making the government in MCD. Now, yes, it was estimated, and I said earlier also, it was their strategy. It was their strategy to create that people will think, even the normal people will get diverted. Okay, my vote, they are getting 220, then why to waste our vote? Why to give BJP? Because BJP is already facing an anti-incumbency. So this is the reason, by creating this hype that we are getting 220. You see, Saurabh Bhardwaj said 220, now he is saying 180, now he will say 130. But finally, by this tactics or otherwise freebies or whatever, he is getting majority, and this is not small things. They are removing BJP from the power from last 15 years, and that's not small thing. We must appreciate the Aam Aadmi Party, and BJP has to review. It is not only the leadership, it is also anti-incumbency. What they have done, they have not the clear vision for MCD. Okay, no clear vision for MCD. Has that been the BJP is doing, undoing Nikhil Abbas? End of the day, whatever said and done, it boils down to actual numbers. Everything in politics boils down to who wins the elections. Going by these trends, if they hold the Aam Aadmi Party, yes, they may not get the landslide which they had predicted, is still ahead of you. In case they end up winning the BJP, the MCD, won't it be a massive loss of face for the BJP? Is it not time for introspection? Local leadership, certainly a big void there. That's something which spokesperson after spokesperson of the BJP has literally denied to even accept today. Nikhil Abbas. Okay, I'm not too sure if Nikhil Abbas can hear us.
Changes in, we would still introspect.
Okay. Go ahead, ma'am. We can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, thank you. So what I am saying is that even if we win today, even then we need to introspect the things which we have not been able to fulfill in last 15 years. We need to see, and we need to fulfill those demands and the things which are supposed to be done for the Delhi people. And like you said, even if we lose, the way I am seeing right now, I don't think so we are going to lose. I don't think so the dismissal which Aam Aadmi Party accepted in their dreams would be fulfilled right now. I think we are going to win, and I'm sure about it. Reason being the way we have served the people in 15 years. The people have loved it. The people have seen the kind of zeal and empowerment we have given to the Delhi people, and which is why right now we're not being dismissed by the Delhi people.
Ma'am, but do you have a robust local? Ma'am, but do you have a robust local leadership?
Yes, of course. Why you just spoke with the Delhi BJP President Adesh Gupta? Isn't he the local? Isn't he the local leader? The Parshads who have been working, the chairmen who have been working, the mayors who have been working since 15 years, aren't they the local leaders?
Yeah, and
the BJP Karyakartas, the people who are going on the ground and working, aren't they the local leaders? In fact, the senior leadership is coming from the 7 MPs from the Delhi. Aren't they the local leadership? We are having, they conduct sabhas weekly. The member of parliament from BJP, all 7 members of parliament,
who is that
one
face
being
who can
the
take
minister,
on?
all of
No,
them
but who's
conducts
that
the
face
local
who can
sabhas.
take?
Aren't they the local leadership?
No, but Joyita, if you could just come in here, when it comes to the local leadership, the BJP says no change required, we are satisfied. Would you agree with this? Because end of the day, who's that big face who can take on Arvind Kejriwal? If there was no anti-incumbency, why did the BJP have to change 75% of their sitting corporators? Ma'am, 75% of your corporators did not get a ticket back. That means there was some anti-incumbency. There is a local leadership issue. Is it not there, Joyita?
It's a major issue. Otherwise, why would Arvind Kejriwal be sweeping, say for example, the assembly elections? And you see, when you are coming to the BJP's performance in the MCD, I would say in spite
Ma'am,
of...
I'll come to you, Nikhatji. Let Joyita complete. I'll give you a fair chance. Let her complete, then you can counter. Please, Joyita, go ahead.
You see, I mean, they may be having certain strong central level leaders in Delhi, but if you ask me, it is primarily Mr. Modi's name that kind of gets BJP the seats in the Lok Sabha seats. But otherwise, the local leadership has been in poor shape for a very long time now. You don't get the kind of leaders that the BJP had once earlier. But for that matter, you see, while the Congress has been decimated, the BJP is still there, and that is primarily because, I would say, because of the fact that it is in power in the central level, because it is in power in Delhi. You know, Delhi, when I am talking about, obviously, I am talking about the Indian government. So that is the sole reason BJP is still there. But when it comes to the local level leadership, they just are not being able to provide an alternative to Arvind Kejriwal, and that's a fact, and the BJP might as well accept it and start working on it.
Okay, so Nigat, I'm sure she wants to counter. Nigat, please go ahead.
See, like you were, I wanted to complete what I was saying earlier, that when you're talking about the local leadership, when you're talking about the changes, which is why we are seeing the new faces, which is why we're seeing more youth and more female contesting the elections this year. This is the kind of change we need to bring, and we're bringing the change. We're ready for the change. But as far as this is concerned, that if we have worked or not, and that is the reason we're going to lose. No, we have worked enough, and which is why we're giving a tough fight, and we would win also. Okay. That is the reason we're not being dismissed by the Delhi people. This is what we needed. The local sabhas are being conducted by also the member of parliament. That is also one of the local leadership we have in Delhi. We have a chain of local leadership, and which is why we have right now. If you're talking about the CM phase, so let's not even discuss this. This is not the Vidhan Sabha elections we are contesting. This is the MCD elections, and which is why we have a big chain and big cadre of local leaders.
No, but local issues, local leaders is what matters. End of the day, when it comes to MCD and these polls, can it just be Prime Minister Modi's face which can save the BJP every time around? That was a bigger point which we're also trying to discuss. Sanjay Bagadia of the Congress is also there with us. Mr. Bagadia, far as the Congress is concerned, you have been shrunk to a single digit number, relegated to the sidelines. Obvious that your vote bank has literally moved to mostly the Aam Aadmi Party or to the BJP. End of the day, what really is left for the Congress Party? Possible this time you could be kingmaker in case it's a hung house, a neck and neck fight, because earlier also we've seen the Congress has not shied away from joining hands with the Aam Aadmi Party. Sanjay, can you hear us? Okay, we seem to be having a trouble with Sanjay. We'll try and connect back with him shortly. But Mr. Girewal of the Aam Aadmi Party with us. I'm sure, sir, you heard what the BJP spokesperson had to say. The BJP says, if we had not worked, if all your allegations against, the garbage issue, sanitation and other issue, if it really was true, then it would have cut some ice with the electorate. The fact that it didn't, according to the BJP itself, is a testament of the fact that your campaign has not been accepted by the people of Delhi. That's why we are seeing this type of a neck and neck fight. Respond.
Ma'am, you know what, that's the beauty of the BJP, that even a loss or a defeat can be turned into a masterstroke by Modi ji. The fact of the matter is
but you were also predicting a landslide. I mean, it's not a landslide. What, 127, 107, you're still ahead. There's no doubt about that. But that landslide has not happened. You see no need for introspection.
Ma'am, the day is still young. Of course, we see the need for introspection. We are fighting a huge party. Actually, the BJP of today is the Congress of yesterday, where only 1 or 2 people matter and nobody else does matter. Modi ji has been asking for votes in Gujarat in his name, in Himachal in his name. The local leadership is finished. Now, the fact is that this kind of politics can take you to a certain extent, but then there are limits to it. One person has limits to it. What we are trying to say, or what we went to the people of Delhi, was that this is the way they have behaved over the past 15 years. Look at the dumps, and despite all the machinations, all the gerrymandering, all the delay, everything, despite that, they have used every trick in the book to somehow stop us. But despite that, the people of Delhi have chosen, and I'm very sure that by the end of this program, by 12 o'clock, the trends will be much more clearer, and I am making a safe prediction that BJP will shrink to 2 digits by the end of the day.
Well, we'll have to wait and watch, but yes, these numbers, which we are flashing on our screens, they've held for quite some time, so it's not that landslide. One thing one can conclude at the moment, at least, whatever happens, whoever wins or loses, we'll have to wait and watch. Priya Sehgal, if you're still there with us, ma'am, the question really I wanted to ask you was, do you think the unification, okay, Priya Sehgal is not with us. Joyita, why don't I take this question to you? You think this unification exercise, the delimitation, also has worked in the BJP's favor? Because end of the day, the real Aam Aadmi of Delhi, people like you and me, we were fed up of this tu-tu meh-meh between the Aam Aadmi Party and the BJP at the centre. Perhaps, end of the day, what people want is a unified command. AAP was pitching a double engine, MCD and Delhi government under us. The BJP was able to counter that by unification and saying, look, now the money is going to come directly from the Home Ministry for the MCD.
Well, actually, if you ask me, for the voter on the ground, does it really matter? I mean, ultimately, who is winning, who is ruling what, which stretch of the road is by the BJP, by the MCD, which stretch is by the state government. So, I really don't think, ultimately what matters is what is being delivered on the ground. And when it comes to the MCD elections, what are the things? We have discussed this earlier also, Meenakshi. The thing is, remember, it is ultimately the garbage, sanitation, lack of a supply of delivery of water, the problem, road-related problems. These are the things that matter. And from all accounts, it seems like AAP is doing pretty well in the outer Delhi areas. And in the less privileged areas, while BJP is being saved by the upper middle class areas, more urban population. So I think that is a problem also that is being reflected in, that is how the voters have been voting, and this is something that shows that BJP has not been working on certain areas. And again, I am going back to the problem in terms of, their problem with the leadership. The corporators, they have a problem, but at the same time, this double engine thing, I really don't think it really works, because I think there was immense anti-incumbency. People were in the mood to throw out BJP, but at the same time, they are not giving a free pass to AAP, which is very important.
Yeah, and it's a very significant reading from these elections, because end of the day, the BJP, despite of a 15-year anti-incumbency, has been able to give a decent fight to the Aam Aadmi Party. And Manish ji, what would you say about, the people of the national capital? End of the day, whoever wins or loses, we'd want some respite. In case the Aam Aadmi Party wins the MCD, do you think that respite is going to come anytime soon, considering, this sort of a bitter war of words likely to continue, because, now the coffers are with the Home Ministry, which is ruled by the BJP?
Yes, this will happen, and whosoever wins, if Aam Aadmi Party wins or BJP wins, the same will happen. Because Delhi is the central place for Aam Aadmi Party, and they will not going to give any chance to BJP to lose this place. Because from Delhi, they are getting energy, they are getting charge. You know, at present, Aam Aadmi Party has one credential. The name of leader is Arvind Kejriwal, and who is undisputed at this time. Smartly, in his chief ministry, he has not taken any office, any responsibility. So all the responsibility goes with Manish Sisodia. And what will happen after this election, whether CBI will take up or not take up, other thing. But this issues will be raising, despite will be continuing.
Okay, so you're saying the BJP will continue raising graft charges, if I've understood correctly, against the Aam Aadmi Party. Nikat Abbas, the Aam Aadmi Party. Okay, Nigat is going to join us shortly. Meanwhile, we have Mr. Girewal with us. Mr. Girewal, earlier the Aam Aadmi Party had dismissed all the corruption and the graft charges the BJP had levelled against you. You said it will never cut any ice with the electorate. The BJP will be relegated to double digits. You'll win with a landslide. Yes, you are ahead. Nobody can deny the fact. There is a huge growth for the Aam Aadmi Party if you see from the last MCD polls. But that clean sweep has not happened. Would you say that one of the reasons also was those charges, the high octane campaign the BJP led against your party? End of the day, it's not like that, those corruption and graft charges which the BJP had levelled against your leader have been completely rejected by the people. If that had happened, then the BJP would not be able to give you such a good fight at 104 at the moment.
Ma'am, they threw a lot of mud at us, but it has not stuck. It has not stuck at all because the people know. People know that agencies are being used left and center. As far as the results are concerned, I still maintain that they will be relegated to 2 digits. That is the reason for that is that Mr. Kejriwal and the Delhi government have delivered, and they have delivered across the spectrum, and people want that delivery in the MCD as well. And the people are fed up. And as I've been reiterating time and again that they have gerrymandered, they have used every book in the trick to somehow stop this landslide. Well, they have tried, but I'm sure we would have been happier with a much higher number. But I'm very sure that by the end of the day, our numbers will be very respectable and BJP will be forced into 2 digits because the people have seen through their propaganda. The people have seen that they have used agencies, they have thrown muck at us, but nothing has stuck. Nothing has stuck at all, and they tried to do this and they tried to split us. They got Mr. Jain in, they tried to throw muck at Mr. Sisodia, but end of the day, it's the courts, and thankfully the courts have shown time and again that they are fair and they are not allowing them to have their way. And we have put faith in the judicial process, and they might try to say one thing or the other. We've been sitting under they've been watching us like eagles ever since we've come to power, and we have nothing to hide. They have they try to get our people out of technicalities. Maybe Mr. Jain was put in because he was gaining momentum in Himachal. They tried it against Mr. Sisodia. They could not find anything. And I don't think this muck is going to stick anymore. And the people have spoken. And by the evening, the results will show.
Well, we'll have to wait and watch, if your predictions are correct. But as of now, the BJP is not at double digits. Numbers are changing. This is a huge, slide down for the BJP. It's at 91, AAP at 116. Mr. Abbas had Mr. Agrawal had just spoken, and the trends are changing. Joyita, what do you read into these trends which are emerging? Again, these trends keep fluctuating. 100 plus for both parties. We saw it hold for about a few hours, but now it's 91 for the BJP.
Yeah, but I don't understand how the AAP has slid. If the BJP has gone down to 91, how has the AAP slid to 116 from 135? Because that also is a loss of about 16-17 seats. So perhaps you just need to check your numbers, because Congress numbers have not really gone up and others are stuck at 4. So I wonder where this mismatch is coming from. The thing is, so as a result, it's obviously a very tight fight. We don't know which way.
Yes.
It seems that AAP is definitely going to be in the lead, but okay, again the numbers have gone up to 103 and 100.
Okay, so these numbers are fluctuating. I guess we shouldn't take them very seriously at the moment. We should just wait and watch. Yeah.
So obviously, when the numbers are fluctuating like this, it shows a very close contest. Okay, and so obviously, when we are talking about a close contest, I mean, BJP was obviously talking, through its hat when it was talking about, we are going to get 170 seats and 180 seats. It was a little too much to expect them to get that after 15 years of anti-incumbency. But when it comes to AAP, it was also obviously talking through its hat when it was talking about getting 200 seats. But at the same time, yes, while it's a credit for them that they are going to, possibly win MCD, but at the same time, I mean, considering whenever the thing is, one of the selling points of AAP has been whenever we are coming, we are a party with a difference, we are going to sweep away everybody, and it's going to be a landslide wherever we go. We have seen it happen in Punjab, we have seen it twice happening in Delhi. I think for the first time, and of course, either it is there or it is not there. I mean, it has not been there in so many states in the majority of fights they have had. But perhaps for the first time...
Apologies, I'm interrupting you. We will come back to you, let you finish that point. Ravi Kishan has spoken to our network exclusively. Let's listen in.
वरिष्ठ सांसद गोरखपुर के सांसद रवि किशन जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। रवि जी, जिस तरह से परिणाम आ रहे हैं एमसीडी चुनाव के, दिल्ली के, ऐसा लग रहा है कांटे की टक्कर दिखाई दे रही है बीजेपी और आम आदमी पार्टी के बीच में। क्या रहेगा सर अंतिम परिणाम?
अंत में कमल की जीत होगी, मेरे प्रधानमंत्री यशस्वी मोदी जी की जीत होगी, सत्य की जीत होगी, असत्य हारेगा। और सत्य है मोदी जी के साथ, विकास है, गरीबों की पार्टी है, गरीबों का कल्याण है, झुग्गियों के बदले फ्लैट मिल रहा है, सारी चीजें हो रही, सत्य जीतेगा और झूठ।
सर, आपका एक वीडियो बड़ा चर्चित था, चुनाव में काफी लोगों के पास पहुंचा था वीडियो, जिसमें आपने बीजेपी को जिताने की अपील की थी। क्या लगता है जनता इस पर मोहर लगा रही है?
जनता भारतीय जनता पार्टी को जिता है, पूर्वांचलिया पूरा साथ दिए, हमारे समाज के हम प्रणाम करब, धन्यवाद जन साथ देला और हमारे मोदी जी के सत्य पर विश्वास केला और झूठे लोगों को आप हरा रहे हैं।
ये रवि किशन जिनका कहना है कि सारे पुरवैयों ने बीजेपी को वोट दिया, बीजेपी का साथ दिया। संजय शर्मा, इंडिया न्यूज दिल्ली। दिल्ली बीजेपी के वरिष्ठ सांसद रमेश सिधुड़ी जी हमारे साथ में मौजूद है। रमेश जी, कांटे की टक्कर मालूम पड़ रही है दिल्ली में एमसीडी चुनाव में बीजेपी और आम आदमी पार्टी के बीच, थोड़ा बीजेपी पीछे, क्या कहेंगे सर?
देखो, 15 साल शासन में रहने के बाद और कोई पार्टी बराबर कांटे की टक्कर में आए तो लोगों का मन इसलिए एमसीडी में जीता है। दिल्ली सरकार में शीला जी का 15 साल का शासन रहा, क्या हासिल हुआ? लालू जी का 15 साल शासन रहा, बिहार में क्या हुआ? तो 15 साल सरकार में रहने के बाद कोई स्कैम ना होना, स्कैंडल ना होना, और जो दिल्ली का मुख्यमंत्री कहता था मैं भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ आया हूँ, वो स्कैंडलों का मास्टर बन गया, बादशाह बन गया। तो अंदाज़ा लगाइए, ये चुनाव कोई केजरीवाल का चुनाव नहीं था। केजरीवाल का चुनाव जब आएगा तो दिल्ली की जनता उसको आईना दिखाएंगे। दिल्ली के 100 सीटें आने के बाद भी ये दिल्ली की जनता का एक तरह से मैंडेट बीजेपी के फेवर में है।
क्या लगता है एग्जिट पोल से ज़्यादा सीटें बीजेपी को मिलती दिखाई दे रही है?
पहले ही कह रहे थे कि दिल्ली में बीजेपी 30% 35% सीटें रखती है, और 15 साल का शासन देखिए ना।
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.